There's nothing more tragic than a person with potential wasting it. You don't get a refund on time. You don't get a receipt to exchange wasted years. And once the clock runs out, it's out. The key to stop wasting your life is to wake up. Wake up to your habits. Wake up to your excuses. Wake up to your small thinking. Most people don't waste life all at once. They lose it one lazy morning at a time. One scroll, one show, one "I'll do it tomorrow." And before you know it, a year is gone. 5 are gone. A decade disappears. And regret shows up wearing a suit called a what if. You have to understand, every day you're either building your future or you're burying it. And no one's going to dig you out. That job is yours. So stop trading your time for entertainment that makes you dumber. Stop settling for conversations that go nowhere. Stop giving your energy to people who don't respect time, especially your time. The moment you take full responsibility for your time, you start respecting your life. And when you respect your life, you stop wasting it. Because purpose doesn't show up by accident. Discipline doesn't fall from the sky. A fulfilled life is built, not wished for. Be urgent with your mission. Be disciplined with your days. Be ruthless about distractions. Because life doesn't wait for the unprepared. You don't need a new year. You don't need motivation. You need clarity and commitment. Time is a gift. Don't treat it like trash. You can't change the past, but you can refuse to repeat it. So today, make the decision, not someday, not when it's convenient, now. Because the price of wasting life is always higher than the effort it takes to live it. Well, that time is non-refundable. Use it wisely. Every second you live is a second you'll never get back. There's no pause button, no rewind, no store you can go to and ask for more. Once it's spent, it's spent. And yet most people treat time like it's endless. They waste hours, days, even years, chasing distractions, feeding bad habits, putting off what matters. They say, "I'll start tomorrow," as if tomorrow is guaranteed. But the truth is, every tomorrow is built on what you do today. And the more you waste, the more you lose. You can make more money. You can get another job. You can rebuild a reputation. But time is a one-way street. It doesn't come with refunds, do-overs, or second chances. So you've got to treat it with respect. If someone stole your money, you'd be furious. But when something steals your time, your most valuable asset, you don't even blink. You scroll, you binge, you procrastinate, and slowly, without noticing, you trade your future for comfort. But the ones who succeed, they treat time like gold. They don't waste it trying to please everyone. They don't burn it on gossip, drama, or self-pity. They invest it into skills, into relationships, into building a life that matters. Because they know the clock is ticking whether you're ready or not. So the question is, how will you use your time? To grow, to serve, to create, to become? Or will you let it slip through your fingers day by day, excuse by excuse? The choice is yours. Every minute counts. So live like it. Most life is wasted gradually, not instantly. It doesn't happen with a dramatic collapse. It happens quietly, slowly, almost invisible. It's the morning you hit snooze instead of rising early. It's the afternoon you spend scrolling instead of creating. It's the evening you say, just one more episode, knowing your goals are calling. Life slips away in small moments, in tiny decisions, in habits that seem harmless today but cost everything tomorrow. No one wakes up one day with a wasted life. They drift into it, day by day, choice by choice, and that's what makes it dangerous. It's not obvious, it's comfortable, it feels normal. You say, "I'll do it tomorrow," until tomorrow becomes next week. You say, "I have time," until time is gone. And one day you look back and wonder where it all went. The years, the chances, the dreams, they didn't disappear. They were traded for convenience, for distraction, for indecision. You didn't lose your life all at once. You gave it away in pieces. But it doesn't have to stay that way. You can interrupt the drift. You can choose differently. Today, right now. You can stop the quiet erosion. Because the moment you become aware is the moment you get power back. You can reclaim your time, your energy, your purpose. It starts by recognizing that the little things matter. The small habits, the tiny commitments, the one decision that leads to the next. Most people are waiting for a big turning point. But the real turning point is every time you say, enough wasting time, enough waiting, enough drifting. That's when you begin to live on purpose. And that's how you stop wasting your life. Not all at once, but the same way it was lost. One choice at a time. Every day, you're either building or burying your future. There's no neutral, no standing still, No pause in life's momentum. You're either taking steps forward or falling further behind. Every action you take, every thought you entertain, every habit you repeat, it's shaping something. It's either constructing the future you dream of, or it's silently destroying it. When you choose discipline, you build. When you choose excuses, you bury. When you wake up early and work on your craft, you lay a brick toward your goals. When you sleep in and scroll through your morning, you take that brick and throw it away. And you do that long enough, your future starts to rot. Success isn't built in one day, but it is built daily. And failure? It doesn't happen overnight either. It happens gradually by choosing what's easy over what's necessary. The danger is you don't always see the damage in real time. You skip the gym today. It feels like nothing changed. You procrastinate today. No big explosion. But underneath the surface, your future is being shaped by these patterns. You don't need to be perfect, but you do need to be intentional. You need to ask yourself, what am I building today? Am I investing in my health, my mind, my vision? Or am I burying it under comfort, distraction, and avoidance? The future doesn't arrive by accident. It's the result of what you do when no one's watching. It's the compound effect of the small choices you make, again and again and again. And if you want to change your life, change what you do daily. Replace guilt with action. Replace doubt with discipline, because the seeds you plant today will grow roots tomorrow. And when tomorrow comes, it won't lie. It'll show you what you've built or what you've buried. Stop using entertainment as an escape from responsibility. Entertainment isn't the enemy, avoidance is. There's nothing wrong with watching a movie, playing a game, or scrolling for a moment. But when it becomes your way to avoid life, it becomes your trap. Too many people are building their lives around distractions instead of discipline. They bury their stress under screens. They mute their potential with noise. They trade purpose for passive pleasure. And they wonder why they feel empty. The truth is, entertainment should recharge you, not replace your responsibilities. It should be a break, not a lifestyle. But when you start using it to run from your goals, your problems, your growth, it becomes a thief, a silent one, because it doesn't shout when it steals your time. It whispers, just one more episode, just 10 more minutes. You'll do it tomorrow, and tomorrow never comes. Meanwhile, your dreams are on pause. Your goals are gathering dust, and your responsibilities, they're still there, waiting. You can't Netflix your way to success. You can't scroll your way into becoming who you were meant to be. Growth requires showing up. It requires discomfort. It requires facing what's hard instead of hiding from it. Because real fulfillment doesn't come from what you consume. It comes from what you create, from what you build, from what you overcome. So stop numbing your drive with endless distraction. Stop using fun as a shield from responsibility. You don't have to cut out entertainment. You just have to earn it. Use it as a reward, not a refuge. Put in the work. And then when you do relax, it will feel like peace, not guilt. Because you'll know you showed up. You showed up. You did what needed to be done. And you're not hiding from life anymore. Cut off distractions and low-value conversations. Not everything deserves your time. Not every ping, call, or comment needs your attention. If you want to build something meaningful, you have to protect your focus like it's gold. Because it is. Distractions don't just steal your time. They steal your momentum. They break your rhythm. They keep you chasing little fires while your real goals burn away in silence. And it's not just about devices or screens. It's the gossip, the small talk that goes nowhere, the endless debates with people who aren't even trying to grow, the conversations that drain you instead of sharpen you. Time spent there is time you'll never get back. You can't climb while you're caught in meaningless chatter. You can't fly while you're stuck explaining yourself to people who refuse to understand. Sometimes growth means silence. Sometimes it means saying no, not out of arrogance, but out of purpose. You have to decide what matters most, and then cut off what doesn't. This isn't about being rude. It's about being committed. Because if your attention is scattered, your results will be too. You need mental space to create. You need quiet to think. You need boundaries to protect your vision. And yes, it will feel uncomfortable at first. You'll feel the urge to check your phone, to reply to everything, to stay in every loop. But remember, every yes to distraction is a no to discipline. And every no to nonsense is a yes to the future you want. Cut the noise, trim the clutter. Speak less, listen more, build deeper, Not everything is urgent. Not everyone needs a response. What you feed grows. Feed your purpose, not your distractions. Discipline is not optional for a meaningful life. It's the foundation. The difference between dreams that stay dreams and dreams that come alive. Without discipline, talent is wasted. Potential is left untouched. Ideas remain just ideas. You can want change. You can feel inspired. You can have big plans. But without discipline, nothing moves forward. Discipline is doing what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like doing it. It's showing up on the hard days, choosing effort over excuses. It's saying no to comfort so you can say yes to growth. Anyone can start something. Few finish, fewer still finish well, and the ones who do, they aren't always the smartest or the most gifted. They're the ones who kept showing up, kept trying, kept pushing, because discipline is what separates the interested from the committed. It's easy to talk about goals, easy to get excited. But when the excitement fades, discipline is what keeps you moving. It's what wakes you up early. What keeps you focused when others are distracted? What reminds you that temporary discomfort is worth long-term fulfillment? A meaningful life doesn't happen by accident. It is built brick by brick, day by day, and discipline is the builder's tool. It's what turns hours into progress, effort into mastery, struggle into strength. You don't rise to your level of motivation. You fall to your level of discipline. And that's why it's not a luxury. It's a necessity. You can't cheat your way to purpose. You can't shortcut your way to character. You earn it in the daily grind, in the quiet commitment, in the unglamorous hours when no one's watching. Discipline is freedom. Freedom from regret. Freedom from chaos. Freedom from being controlled by impulse. It's the guardrail that keeps you aligned with your vision. And without it, even the best intentions fade. So if you want a life that means something, don't just hope for it. Train for it. Work for it. Sacrifice for it. Because discipline isn't the enemy of a good life. It's the reason you get one day regret arrives when you ignore your daily decisions. It doesn't show up right away. It waits. It builds in the background while you're distracted, while you're busy avoiding what matters. Every skipped step, every delayed action, every choice to do what's easy instead of what's necessary, regret remembers them all. It's not loud in the moment. It whispers, but do it later. It's not that important. Or no one's watching. And so you delay, you drift, you rationalize. But time doesn't care about your excuses. It keeps moving, and the gap between who you are and who you could be begins to widen. You wake up one day and wonder how you got here. You realize you traded purpose for convenience. You gave away discipline in exchange for comfort. You said a tomorrow too many times until there were no more tomorrows left to use. That's when regret knocks on your door. Not because you failed once, but because you failed to choose again and again and again. Regret isn't born from big mistakes. It's born from repeated neglect. Neglect of time, neglect of priorities, neglect of self-respect. And once it arrives, it carries a heavy weight. The weight of what could have been. The weight of chances not taken. The weight of a voice inside you that says, "You better." But here's the thing. Regret can be a teacher. It shows you what happens when you live by default, not by design. When you treat your daily decisions like they don't matter, even though they shape your entire life. So if you're listening to this now, make the choice to turn the ship. Don't wait for regret to be the lesson. Let your choices today be guided by wisdom, not convenience. Because the future is shaped in moments like this. Quiet, ordinary, powerful moments. Regret doesn't have to be part of your story. But it will be. If you keep ignoring what you know you must do, purpose and fulfillment are created by action, not luck. You don't stumble into a meaningful life. You build it. One choice at a time, one step at a time, one day at a time. Too many people wait. They wait for a sign. They wait for perfect timing. They wait to feel ready. But purpose doesn't respond to waiting. It responds to movement. Fulfillment doesn't knock on your door while you sit on the couch. It meets you on the road. When you're doing the work, when you're facing the fear, when you're growing through the discomfort. Luck might open a door, but if you're not walking forward, you won't even see it. And if you do nothing, even luck can't help you. Purpose is not some magical feeling that appears out of nowhere. It's something you uncover through action. You try, you fail. You learn, you keep going. And somewhere in the doing, you find what matters. You start discovering your strengths. You build confidence. You connect with people. You create something bigger than yourself, not because you waited for the universe to pick you, but because you picked yourself. Fulfillment comes from using your time and your energy in ways that matter, not wasting it on distractions, not living for approval, not chasing comfort, but putting your hands to work, solving problems, building something, serving others, challenging yourself. That's where the meaning is. It's not in the fantasy of success, it's in the pursuit. You don't need to have it all figured out. You just need to get in motion. Because clarity comes from action, direction comes from effort, and fulfillment comes from living with intention. So stop waiting for purpose to appear. Start creating it. Start doing the hard things. Start showing up again and again. Because luck might visit once in a while, but purpose lives where work is being done. You don't need more time. You need more urgency. Most people think the problem is the clock, that they just need a few more hours in the day, a little more space, a little less chaos. But the real problem isn't time. It's the lack of urgency. It's the way people treat today like it's disposable, like they've got forever to figure it out. They say, I'll start when I'm ready. I'll do it when things settle down. I'll get serious next week. But weeks turn into months. Months turn into years. And then they look back wondering where all the time went. Time didn't run out. Wait, urgency never showed up. Because the truth is, people don't fail because they didn't have enough time. They fail because they didn't value the time they had. Urgency is what wakes you up. It's what reminds you that life doesn't wait. You're not promised next year. You're not guaranteed another opportunity. All you truly have is right now. And if you don't act now, you lose momentum. You lose focus. You lose the shot you could have taken. You don't need more hours. You need to treat your hours like they matter. You need to stop waiting for the perfect conditions. Stop waiting for the right mood. Stop waiting for someone to push you. Push yourself. Get serious about your goals. Be honest about your excuses. Make your actions reflect your priorities. Because urgency creates movement. It breaks the cycle of delay. It forces you to choose what matters and what doesn't. When you live with urgency, you stop tolerating distractions. You stop giving your time to things that go nowhere. You start focusing on what actually brings progress. That's how real change happens. Not when you get more time, but when you decide that your time is now. Start now, because someday is where dreams go to die. It sounds harmless. It sounds reasonable. I'll do it someday, but someday is a trap. It's not a day on the calendar. It's a hiding place for fear, for doubt, for procrastination. You think you're being patient when really, you're putting your dreams to sleep. You think you're waiting for the right time, when the right time is already slipping away. Every time you say a someday, you're making a deal with regret. You're gambling with time. You're trading action for delay. And dreams can't survive in delay. They fade. They rot in silence. They shrink the longer you wait. Start now. Start with what you have. Start even if it's small, even if it's messy, even if it's uncomfortable. Because motion creates clarity. Action builds confidence. Every step you take now is one less excuse you'll have to live with later. Waiting doesn't prepare you. Doing does. The people who change their lives aren't the ones with perfect plans. They're the ones who stop waiting. They feel the fear and move anyway. They're not magical. They're not lucky. They're just committed. They know that a someday isn't coming to save them. And if they don't start now, they may never start at all. How many people have taken their goals to the graveyard because they kept saying a someday, How many dreams were never born? Not because they were impossible, but because someone never started. The truth is, time doesn't care about your intentions. It only honors your decisions. So make the decision to move, to try, to show up. Not when it's easy, not when it's perfect. Now, because the longer you wait, the further your dream drifts. And the more you say someday, the more likely it becomes a never. So whatever it is you want to do, build it, say it, fix it, chase it. Start right here, right now, Dot. So here's the truth. Your life is being shaped by what you choose today. Not by luck, not by chance, but by what you do when it's hard. By what you do when it's boring. By what you do when no one's watching. Every second is a seed. You're either planting growth or planting regret. So stop waiting. Stop drifting. Stop handing over your future to distractions, doubt, and delay. Stand up. Take the reins. Live with urgency. Act with intention. And build the kind of life you won't have to apologize for later. Because the time is now. And you are the one who decides what happens next.